Oops, I didn't have it muted. The girly sounds are my wife, so there you go. I managed to unmute during the intro, but forgot to unmute going in. Anyway, welcome to Mondays with Max. Happy Eclipse Day, everybody. It wouldn't be a Mondays with Max unless I was muted. There you go. Go figure. Maybe one of these days I'll actually remember to check the light and not go right into the stream. Too many things to do at the beginning of the stream. 70% of the time, every time. Yes, you know that 80% of all statistics are made up. So there you go. Alrighty. Well, let me do see who's here, and then I will tell you about, we'll jump right into the Amazon thing, because, man, frustrating. Very frustrating, but it's all good. Burn says no. Landmine Crypto, Son of a Rabbit. I think this cut off the first people that were here. Aragorn Strider. Let's see who else is here. Cody Johnson, Automatic Beats, Hiram, Alexander Fleener, Nas City, The Toxic Miner, Iguana Bites, Hugh Franklin, Strange Tamer, Rusky's Crypto Cave, Cincy Miner, Steven Cicero, Black Hat Team, The Red Panda Mining, not just Red Panda Mining, but The Red Panda Mining, Geek of All Trades, and I am talking about something he requested tonight. Nick Riley, Travelers Travels. Let's see, who else did I miss? Valley Crypto. Sherlock's. And I'm just going to do a quick scan here. Techman Ty, Eatable Zebra, 306 Miner, Sudley Mining, Chuck Danger, not James, not to be confused with James. Okay, I'm going to try this one. Shades Layer Masta. I think. Feeling blessed. And it just jumped on me, so I'm going to do it. Nate G, Mark Hancock, DS007, Bot Life Gamer, Crypto Crag, Crypto Bedell, and Patty Wack Miner. If I missed you, I apologize. You were probably in the jump. But thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Let's jump right into the Amazon. And actually, this is not Amazon's fault at all. Oh, wow. I need to up that light because it's otherwise going to be do that back and forth thing with focus. It's not Amazon's fault. It is the supplier's fault. I've had really good luck with InRobert. Okay. Had really good luck, but This is what I ordered. I ordered a ball bearing fan. These are the EVGA For the Wind 3 fan replacements, but they're ball bearing, so they should last longer. So it shows on the item that it's supposed to end in B12H. Okay. This is what I got both times. That, let me see. See how it ends in S? Oop, a little too close, I guess. I don't know if you guys can see that, but let me see if I can get a little bit light on it. See, it's S12H. So these are sleeved bearings, and that is actually what comes with the For the Wind 3. It does come with sleeved bearings, not the ball bearings. So the ball bearings would have been an upgrade. But that's not what they sent me. Twice. So called up Amazon, said, hey, you need to know that you got a problem here. And they said, thank you very much. I said, well, but I really need these fans. So can I just use these fans and you guys can just mark it down to the $39.85 for the sleeved fans that are available on your site? Asked for $13. It's like $52.88 versus $39.85. Okay. So I would have been 3 cents short. Not worried about that. Just wanted to make it equivalent. First person's like, no, we can either do a return or not. That's it. Like, okay, well, I appreciate that you're trying to help me, but I need to speak with a manager because obviously you're not able to convince them. So I need to convince them. Then that person came back and said, well, we're having system problems and I can't transfer you. I can't. Really? Do you know who you're talking to? I don't buy this crap. But I take it at face value. Then I say, well, okay, well, that's fine. Well, then I need you to have somebody call me back, not making me call back and have to wait on hold and go through this whole thing again. I want somebody who's going to call me back who's familiar with the situation. Well, I said, well, now you're telling me something. She told me something different that made it sound like, no, she was just trying to get me off the phone. So I'm like, well, now you're telling me something different, that your boss isn't that you can't get through to them, but that they're just trying to push this off so that they don't get a transferred call. I said, that's not going to fly. I said, now I'm going to sit on hold until I get a manager. And amazing that they were able to get a manager within 5 minutes and went over it with that person. And then the person just said, well, we're going to refund the entire amount. I'm like, I'm not looking for the entire amount. And actually, I didn't say that because that would have just confused things, because I've done that before. But no, they ended up refunding the whole $57.11 back to me. So I got the fans for free after all that. So spent about 45 minutes, but it was worth it. Got 3 of these fans for free, and now I can repair one of the GPUs tonight. The other one that's behind me that was having problems over the weekend, occasionally gets a rattle, but for the most part still runs quiet. So I'm going to wait to replace that one. But I'm going to replace all 3 fans in the one in the basement because 2 out of the 3 are pretty much dead. So I'm going to replace all 3. So right now I had a maintenance period open up at 7 o'clock for 3 hours. So when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to quick grab that out and change the fans. It's like super easy. So at the end of the stream, I'll basically say, hey, it's the end of the stream. Anybody who wants to hang out and watch me replace fans and show you how easy it is, I'll hang out and do that on stream. But anyway, that's what happened with that. Seems relatively anticlimactic, but bottom line is I always tell people, you have to tell them what you want. They can't read your mind. What is going to make you a satisfied customer? Sometimes that can be a little bit confusing for them, which I think it was for the first person, because that's what they focused on as opposed to having an option that exceeds it. But in this case, the next person got it. Is like, hey, I've got this option. I can just refund and you won't have to return it. And I'm like, okay. Burton says it seems very climactic. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Climactic, not that word, Panda. Not that word. Jeez. We saved that for our private chat. Anyway. Now it just got weird. So on other news today, anybody in there see the eclipse? I did not travel to go to see the eclipse, but we did get 95% in the Chicago area. It's not like 100%. It's nothing. There's definitely a big difference between 95% and 100% when it comes to an eclipse. Just ask Neil deGrasse. He has a graph at 100%. Coolness is way up here. As soon as you get to 99 and 98, the coolness is completely gone. So, but it was still fun. It was still fun. Yes, Dad, while we're still young. So glad you guys saw it. Wait a minute. You didn't see the eclipse, Red Panda, not where you are. You did not see the eclipse. Pellish Miner says, hey, good evening. Just finished editing the Bugna P12 interview, and I have a huge news involving that project. I lived the eclipse here in Ohio. Yeah, and actually, so did you have any clouds over there, Pellish? I know that the further east you went, the more likely you were to have clouds. But here, I will, let me go to, I think it was this one. Yeah. So that's basically what the maximum eclipse looked like where we were. So it covered a good portion of it, well, 95% of it. So it was pretty cool. I actually, at work.
Go full screen.
Okay, I'll go full screen. I'll go full screen. Hold on. It's not that one. It's not that one. I don't know if I can go full screen with that. I don't have a scene set up for that, unfortunately. But I can zoom in probably. There we go. That's what it looks like. But actually at work, I set up a, we call them ESG events. ESG is like one of those terms that corporations use because it's what you're supposed to do as a corporation. So one of our social events was going out and watching the eclipse. Speaking of Amazon, so through our purchasing system, we are able to purchase from Amazon. And I purchased the glasses from Amazon last Tuesday. They proceeded to lose them by Wednesday. They found them and then tried to deliver them on Saturday when our warehouse is half closed. So if they try to deliver it to the half of the warehouse that's closed, they're going to be like, hey, it's closed. Sorry. Thankfully, Sunday, they were able to get to the warehouse that wasn't half closed and was able to deliver it to them, and they brought it up to the shipping office. So they were waiting for me this morning. Was so happy because people really wanted to go out and watch it. And so we did. So we took an hour out of the day and went outside and enjoyed the 70-degree temps, and even the drop to probably like about 62 or 63 when the moon got in front of the sun. So it's very cool. Very, very cool. And people were thankful. And so it was nice. It was definitely nice. But yeah, now the other thing I wanted to show, and this is kind of funny. So solar production, I was going to kind of make a joke like, what the hell happened to my solar panels? What happened today? That's what my solar production looks like. Right at 2 o'clock was where 2:07 is actually where the peak was. But on this graph, it goes by 15-minute increments. At 2 o'clock, it was at 211 watts. That's it. Peak is 5 kilowatts. So it dropped down below 95% as far as the production goes. So I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, a buddy of mine also has a solar array as well, and he actually posted to Instagram. Yeah, I posted it to Instagram. So yeah, he of course puts like nice little eclipse, graphics and stuff on his. So, but anyway, very, very cool. I thought that was neat. And even so, I still got almost 33 kilowatt hours because it was such a nice day outside. Would have probably been closer to around 36 or 37, most likely. So it didn't cut out too much. But getting significant. Dang clips. Taking away my power. Anyway, alrighty, guys, let's see what you guys have been saying in the chat. No, not many clouds near Toledo. Yeah, certainly near the Indiana border, you would have been fine. But I was curious, like towards the Cleveland area, so Steven Cicero says, I was in 80% area, and yes, in and out of clouds. Oh, that stinks. Rusty's Crypto Cave says, it got cloudy where I am, but still caught it a bit. Have a picture through the clouds. Yeah, that's kind of the cool part. If it's like high cirrus clouds, you can still see the eclipse. Just like you can see the sun through the clouds, you'll be able to see the eclipse through the clouds as well. I know where we were, it was kind of hazy today, but I mean, it didn't affect the viewing of it at all. Ted says, I'm just south of Pittsburgh, and it mostly cleared up right in time. My kids loved it. Me, meh. Been through a couple. Yeah, the thing is, I've never been through 100%. And it was interesting. The weatherman on our ABC affiliate, he said that he showed himself coming to tears when it was 100%. So it is evidently pretty amazing, especially when it's completely clear. So yeah, not the only person that did that too, but Automatic Beat says, I live in Southern Illinois, top place for watching the eclipse complete totally for 4 minutes. Yeah, but are you in Carbondale where this eclipse and the last eclipse intersect? And I mean, I need to know what happened down there, because supposedly, the rapture was supposed to start and all that, because, that was like something in Revelations or something. I don't know. It was something that I read. Not that I really believed it was going to happen, but yeah. Oh, not James. Oh, Lord, ESG. Yes. I did say those words. Heresy. What did she say? She didn't say anything. Yeah, she didn't say anything. League of All Trades. Clearest skies I have seen in Illinois so far were today. Yeah, certainly for the month. It's not been a good solar month. First quarter was a really good solar month. It was my second best out of 5 years. January was bad just because the panels had snow on them for a good portion of the time. So January was horrible, but February and March have been amazing. Some of the best. So Pellish Manor says, I joked with people because of the width of the graph they showed on TV, saying the mothership was picking people up. Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear of anything, but hey, it's all a conspiracy. We wouldn't hear about it because it's a conspiracy. So it's going to be one person over here and one person over here going, oh my gosh, I saw a UFO. Well, hello, all set. Good to see you, sir. Red Panda's like, I'm ready for the rapture. Are you, sir? You know what, never mind. You saw the Carbondale stream on NASA. Yeah, they were, I'm sure, down there. ET phone home. Oh, did you get picked up? So you're actually on the ship? Is that what you're saying, Pellish Miner? They got really good internet there, so you're still able to upload your stream. That's good. Good thing. They were definitely advanced aliens. So Geek of All Trades says that Red Panda was going to release blow-up dolls full of helium during the eclipse, but figured being the new neighbor, probably not a good idea to let everyone think rapture is happening. Oh, that's funny. There were a lot of people in Carbondale. So we had actually talked about driving down to the eclipse, and that's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. We're talking about driving down to the eclipse and decided against it just because of the stress of it all. It became not fun. If you noticed, it's so funny. Airbnb had a graph of this as well, but if you looked at hotel rooms under $200 that were and just try to search all of the area that was in totality of the Eclipse. It was barren. There were none to be had, unless of course, you know, you want to stay at like a you know, something that was rated 2 on Priceline out of 10. And it's like an Econo Lodge or something like that. So no, we did not want to stay in a dump. We weren't that picky about it, but yeah, it was amazing. And driving to Southern Illinois is like 6 hours. Driving to Indianapolis is about 3.5. And I know driving to Indianapolis would have been absolutely nuts because 65 is bad as it is. And they were already talking about when I was on my way home that 65 was a parking lot. Driving north towards Chicago. Chump Change is a member for 18 months. My wife was upset. She missed the Eclipse, so I just held my ass against the window when she came home from work. 100% more memorable. See, that's different. There's the Eclipse, and then there's the full moon. You gave her the full moon. You didn't give her the Eclipse. Gotta know your definitions, chump. Gotta know your definitions. Hivemapper time. Well, I could talk about Hivemapper too. So I have not been doing a lot of hive mapping. I've just been turning it on, coming home from work. Any driving I happen to do on the weekends, which really hasn't been anything over the last 2 weekends. Although my wife did take my car just to the local grocery store and stuff. Although I don't think she plugged in the Hivemapper this time. But I made $18. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. I look at it this way. Hivemapper is allowing me to pay, basically the tollways are free for me. So my tolls are not cheap. And I shouldn't say free because it's probably about $5 a day. $4.60 a day is how much I pay in tolls a day. So it helps to subsidize the tolls. That's okay, chump. I mean, yeah, you had to, you know, probably, you know, take a scraper to get your ass off the window. So, yeah, I totally understand. Max the Litecoin Maxi. I am not a Litecoin Maxi. I was simply just defending Litecoin when our favorite entertainer in the space was calling it mid. In his generation, that's like the worst possible thing you could call it. Litecoin is not. I don't care if it is mid because it's all about money. And that's what he always says. It's all about money. Of course, I waited until 8 o'clock to come on, so DJ's definitely not here because it's crackhead hours, according to him. So, hello, Hot Crypto Mining. How are you, sir? All right, well, let me see what else I was planning on talking about tonight. We'll come back to Alephium. Oh, let's talk about iTrustCapital. So one of the things, I've been in crypto for a few years and I've had all this money in an IRA and my wife's had all this money in an IRA and we're like, it's not doing anything. Why? When we know what's coming, why are we letting it sit idly by? Hell, the financial planner that I had put her money, not all of her money, about 5% of her money. And actually, at that time, it wasn't 5%. It was a lot more than 5%. No, I take it back. It was about 7% of her money in Peloton. Look it up. That was a few years ago. It lost 95%. Yeah. Never bothered to even tell me about it. I just found it. Anyway. So, putting it behind me. Deep breaths. In mine, I decided to leave it where it was. I actually have mine in Charles Schwab. And so I've been putting it into a Bitcoin ETF. I like that, you know, I've got some, she's got some, we put hers in the iTrustCapital. So I've been playing around with it and seeing how it is. and I like it. They're extremely helpful in making sure if you're doing a rollover that your money gets to them from the rollover. They can't do anything for you. They can't talk to your custodian to get it rolled over. But what they will do is they will say, we're ready to receive it. You need to go talk to your custodian, and they will continue to remind you once a week. So first time I called them and they're like, yep, we're all set. And it should be transferred by next week. I got the reminder, called them. They're like, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do I mean? You have the transfer papers. Why aren't you transferring? Well, you didn't liquidate it. What do you think the transfer's for? Well, you have to specifically state that you want to liquidate it. I'm like, okay, let's just take that for what it's worth. Then why didn't the last person tell me that I needed to liquidate it? Because I would have done it right then. Anyway, so we liquidated at that point. I then got on the line with my financial planner and said, you need to fix this. I need this stuff transferred immediately. I'm losing money because Bitcoin was a lot lower when I started this process. You've already lost me money. Don't lose me any more money. And he did. He acted. He's a good guy, just made a bad choice in investments. Yeah, so now it's over there. So the good is customer service is really good. They've got good options, all of that. I won't say it's the bad. It's just the reality. So you're bringing over cash. Everything that you purchase has a 1% fee. Seems a little steep, but the fact that it's in an IRA and you're able to do something with that money in an IRA is very, very beneficial. And I didn't see any of the other options have any less in the way of fees, but just be aware of that fact. So, you know, brought over, I'm not even going to just state what the amount is, but let's say it was 10,000. If you brought over 10,000, that means you're going to pay $100 in fees in order to move all of that into a crypto. So anytime you buy or sell, it's going to be 1%. So that's one thing. That's the only negative in my mind. I think that's a little steep. I wish it was less. But other than that, they have been great. Like I said, I do like the options. They don't have everything I'm looking to invest in, but they have quite a few options. The one notable one that I've talked about is Filecoin. Unfortunately, they do not have Filecoin on their system, but it's interesting because they have some that are like a little bit more like not as far up on the top 100, but yet they offer them. So it's kind of almost like there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, Filecoin's in the top 30. You would think that one would be there, but it's not. So might just be the one out there. I didn't look extensively. I just looked through the things that I wanted to invest in that I had talked about investing in and did that. So yeah, like Polkadot, Litecoin, Caspa was not on there. Algorand was on there. Solana, obviously. Ethereum was obviously. Bitcoin, obviously. Cardano was. And I named a bunch of the ones that I invested in. Some of the other layer twos that I'm drawing a blank on. Polygon, Matic, and Uniswap. Those were the two I couldn't think of off the top of my head. So I did invest in a bunch of those. Geek of All Trades, I know it's hard to believe they don't have Meowcoin. I know that was a big disappointment for me as well. Can't believe they don't have Meowcoin. Like I said, they've got a good selection. It's not like, I would say it's less than the selection you'd see on some of your wallets. All right, let's see. So Vanguard, interesting you mentioned them. I believe, let me take a look real quick. I believe they are getting an option. There was just something mentioned that Vanguard, crypto, not crypto, let's call it Bitcoin. I mean, it's got to be a Bitcoin ETF. Yeah, I know you're saying, but you're hopping on somebody else's. Are you, Goat, are you in, like, are you talking about like a 401k Vanguard, or are you talking about an IRA based Vanguard? Because no matter what you're talking about when it comes to 401ks, Fidelity, any of them, they're all going to not have a Bitcoin ETF option. They are not that far along to allowing that. Companies' 401ks, the company will have some say-so in what is offered, and most companies are not going to want to subject themselves to the possible liability of having a Bitcoin ETF and the losses that may come with it. So if you're in a 401k, I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin ETFs in a 401k for a very long time. And typically in a 401k, ETFs aren't available. It's just going to be mutual funds that will be available. So yeah, 401k. So I've looked into this. So Geek of All Trades says, so is it worth the penalty to pull it out or convert it? So there's no penalty to transfer it. And if you pull it out, you can still put it back within 60 days. The problem is that by law, when you pull it out, the company giving you the check has to take 20% by law. Which means you have to then come up with the 20% on your own in order to fully transfer it, and then you get the money back on your taxes. So that's obviously not the best way. So the best way to do it is to do a transfer directly from one company to the other. Now, if it's a 401k where you currently work, everything I have read says no, you cannot pull it out to put it into a transfer it into an IRA of your own. I'm not saying that's definitive. I'm just saying that I've done some cursory searches on it, and I have not been able to find anything yet that says yes, you can do that. Now, if it's from a previous company, yes, you can absolutely change it from that 401k and transfer it directly into whatever IRA you want to transfer it into. So that is definitely a possibility. Just out of curiosity, so Goat, is it from your current company that you work for? Or is it from a past company you work for? And while I'm waiting for that, Crypto Crag with the 1234 super chat. Thank you. Congrats to Hawk for hitting 9K subs, almost at that 10K mark. Congrats. That's awesome, Hawk. Well deserved. And believe me, when I say that, he knows a lot about how to get there. Let's just put it that way. And has been giving me some assistance, although, yeah, I guess got to pick the right content, or maybe just even do a little bit more content. So, yeah, congrats. Yeah, Argon Strider, direct transfer rollover. Yes, correct. Like I said, I don't think you can do that from a current 401k, but you can do that from a past 401k with a past company. Geek of All Trade says, whoa, 20%. Does that include the tax penalty? I thought it was only 10%, then pay taxes on that withdrawal at tax time. As you say, they tax penalty and taxes. Okay, let me spell this out. So with an IRA, when you are, or a 401k, when you pull money out to be used on other things, not to transfer it back into another IRA or 401k, but if you just pull it out, okay, they are going to take 20%. Okay, not 30%. They're going to take 20%. Your taxes, when you fill out your taxes, is something completely different, because you are going to then put that on your taxes as a withdrawal, not a penalty-free withdrawal, but a withdrawal. And then the tax man and the tax software is going to tell you, yes, 10% penalty plus whatever taxes applied to it. Okay. Now, if you're doing a transfer, the penalties don't count. You're doing a transfer. So as I said, if you are pulling it out and then deciding to take the check and then transfer it somewhere else, which I don't recommend, but if you did that, you just have to make up the 20%, and then you'll get the 20% back from the government when you show that you transferred it from one place to the other. Again, why go through all that hassle? just do a little bit more legwork, make sure that your custodian is doing what they're supposed to do, and get it transferred direct. I have no worries for taxes next year with regards to that transfer, because it's all handled by them and it'll all be included in the tax documents that they provide. So again, don't have to worry about that. So that's the best way to do it. Yeah, so Goat, yeah, I don't think you can transfer. I don't even think you can really, I suppose, see, the thing is I don't even think you can withdraw from your current 401k except for very specific things. It's not like an IRA. You can take a loan against it, but that withdrawal is not subject to penalties or taxes. It's just the fact that you have to pay back the loan at an interest rate. So, and with where interest rates are now, yes, you are paying yourself back. So that interest also goes back into your 401k, but you don't get the tax deductibility on the interest that you pay into the 401k when you're paying back a 401k loan. I did one of those like 30 years ago. I think when I bought my first house, if I remember correctly. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, Robinhood, I've been hearing advertisements for them. They actually say that they will like give you 1%, 0.5%, something like that. I mean, something, if you're transferring a good amount, it's something significant. I believe it was 1%. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, maybe it was 3%. I don't know. Look it up. Their advertisements are everywhere. Here, let me look it up. Now I'm curious. Which one is it? Robinhood IRA. Yeah, IRA transfer bonus. Wow. Webull 3.5% IRA match. Robinhood 3% is what they match. So iTrustCapital does not, but crypto is what they do. So that's why I went with them. And they have more options, I believe. So, and customer service was really, really good. Argon Strider asks, I think you are correct about the not being allowed to roll over your current employer's retirement. Yeah, that's it wasn't really my understanding. It's just I haven't been able to find anywhere that says that it's allowed. So I don't think you can. Yeah. So 401k, you can take a loan, and that would be penalty free. Let's see here. So Geekball Trade says, now I got to call HR tomorrow, see what options I really have. I have like 50K in there. And if I was buying BTC instead of dumping into a 401k this whole time, I'd be much closer to Lambo time. Yeah. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. All right. And I know I had one more thing that I still hadn't covered. Oh, Alephium. Let me bring up crypto. What am I looking for? Coin market cap. That's what I was looking for. So let me pull up this screen. There we go. Kind of a little small, but Bitcoin's still over 71,000. That was unfortunate for me to see this morning because I still have some money sitting on the sidelines. So hoping it'll still come down a bit. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'll just dollar cost average on the way up. All right, let's take a look at ELF because I did hear it was pumping. Alephium 341. I guess it was higher than that before. Yeah, it went up to, let's see, that's 345, 346. Oh, I guess it's about where it has been for the day. It's near the highs of the day. That's not bad. Let's take a look at the week. Yeah, that makes it give you a much better. We were down at 2.2 a week ago, and we're up at 3.41, giving it a 50% gain over the week. Yeah, I'll take that. I like that. I sold a little bit at like 19 to get back to an even 200. So I don't have a ton of it. But yeah, I sold some at 3 and then it came back down a little bit and then decided to go back up. I guess it was down here. It was right here about where I sold. Then it came down to like 301 and then went back up. Yeah. But I want to get my Nioxa node, so I decided to take a little bit and put it into Nioxa. In fact, let's see where that is, because that has been low, which in a way I'm kind of happy about, because it's below 0.003 cents. So if you look at it over the month, not a very pretty picture. In fact, that's coming down. Let's look at it over a year. So since its high of 0.004 in at the beginning of March, it has gone down. So right here, if you look like you bought in at the top to do your node, you're looking at like $4,600. But now it's only about 2,600. Let's just call it an even 2,600 to buy into a node. And again, you're making about 45% on your node. So if you have $1 million over a year's time, you'll get about 450,000 Nioxa over that year. So it's as long as Nioxa doesn't go anywhere in price, that's an awesome return. That's a really good return. Obviously, if it goes down, not so great. But if it pumps during the bull market, which I think all of us would say we would expect, yeah, that's going to be a really nice investment. So getting there, I've got like 340,000 Nioxa right now. So I'm about a third of the way there. I am kind of debating whether to sell my Hivemapper and my demo to get me there, because I've got about 1,500 left to go. So kind of debating that right now. But here's the thing. It's like, okay, well, Hivemapper and demo are down as well. But so is this. So should I hang on to the Hivemapper and the demo, thinking it'll go back up? But by the time that goes back up, this will probably be up. I don't know. Not sure yet. So right now I'm kind of holding firm and just mining into whatever I'm mining into, which happens to be Pyron right now, and then selling and then going into Nioxa. So that's what I'm currently doing. What are you guys currently doing for your mining? What are you guys mining? What are you guys mining? While you guys come up with that, I will, well, here, actually, let me read some of the comments. Pellish Miner says, love me some Alf Bitmain coming. Yes, that's why I'm kind of like not selling yet. I'm waiting for Bitmain to get there, because they're going to push that price up just like they have everything else. And then Joker Miner says, hi, Dad. And Sunflower Mom. Which reminds me, I got to make sure I put my miles in for our meetup last year. I got to make sure I put that on my taxes. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. Patty McManor says, we're just about going to hit the 1 million mark at the same time. Look forward to the node setup video. Well, Patty McManor, I could be anytime in the next 3 months, I could hit that 1 million mark. I could do it tomorrow if I decide to sell my Hivemapper and my demo, or if I do the just mining, it'll take me about 3 months, a little bit less than 3 months, at the current return levels and current price levels. Todd Tebow, welcome, Todd. Depends on where you feel the peak is. The peak is, and yes, I am depositing Nioxa into inodes, so at least I am gaining that. So making, I don't know, 350 right now Nioxa a day, something like that. Mining Alf on FPGA running Flux nodes. Yes, I am also running a Flux node on that computer back there. In fact, let's see where Flux is. Last time I saw earlier today, it was at $1.16. And it still appears to be at $1.15 now. $1.16. It seems to be going around a little bit, but it did make it up to $1.17 today. Not bad. It's had a little bit of tough luck. It had a pump, and then it came back down. So I don't know. It's over $1. I'll take it. It'd been a long time that it was under $1. So happy to see that it is over $1. And it's at the point where now it's making like $110 a month for me. Oh, one thing, and I haven't tested this yet, but Jeff Key's not here, unfortunately. He can't confirm this, but I read something where I thought what they were saying was that with the new version of Zelcore, you could get your parallel mining assets and go directly from there and bypass that interim step and go directly into native Flux. If that's the case, that's pretty cool. And hopefully that would save some fees. So I have not double checked that or anything. If anybody knows if that's true, please confirm in the chat by tagging me and let me know. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, well, of course I didn't update the DJ Mines versus max voltage spreadsheet. So let's see, where is Litecoin? It's at 102.15. Let's put that one in here. 102.15. And then let's see where Caspa is. It's not going to be up that high, but let's see if it's made up any ground. Caspa. 1465 is what that says there. Yeah, 1469. We'll call it 1462. 1462. Sorry if I'm blinding you. But hey, the eclipse was today. Can't be any more blinding than trying to look at the sun during the eclipse, which I hope none of you did. Hope you all had glasses. Not sunglasses, but the special glasses. So yeah, still up by over 20%. And I know that's actually probably pretty close to where Bitcoin is. So it's higher than both. Should have just stayed in Bitcoin. That's what we all should have done. But that's why DJ's biggest holding is Bitcoin and my biggest holding is Bitcoin. Well, I take that. Yeah, my biggest holding now again is Bitcoin. If Flux goes up a lot, like it did the last time, like $1.30, $1.40, then Flux is a bigger holding than Bitcoin at its current price. Alrighty, what else did I say I was gonna do? I said Bitcoin. Hold on, where did it go? There it is. Oh, and then the ASIC. So, what you guys have any opinions on when you think the Bitmain ASIC is coming out? I haven't seen an announcement yet. I mean, everybody seems to just expect that it's coming. And it might be, but I don't know. You know, you think of it, Alephium is a relatively small coin. Now, they did come out and do it for Caspa, so it's not unprecedented. I wondered if they were going to do it for Caspa because Caspa is relatively small, but they've seen it, and obviously. Hot Crypto Minus says, nothing official yet. Calm down, you degens. Everyone calm the down. So if anybody wants to clip that, they can. They just got to put their own beep in. That's all. Yeah, I think that they will. But that's going to be really the indication of maybe we're near the end of the pump. Might be a little bit more to go. But then I see a correction coming for Alephium. Just because that's been the pattern. Now, admittedly, that correction, is it going to come? Because now we're going to be in the middle of the bull market. So maybe it's just going to go up with everything else. I don't know. We'll see. DJ is here. I'm guessing a few days after Alephium box miner announcement, Bitmain loves to poop on other cereal to show they have the biggest you know what. Yes. Yes. Launches. Bitmain loves to poop on other cereal. I'm not sure where launches was supposed to be. Anyway, yeah, let's go Caspa. I agree. I got Caspa. I want to see it go up. Taines, good to see you, sir. Oh, wait a minute. I think he was trying to answer my question. That's why you're supposed to tag me, Taines. Supposed to tag me. Don't make me work for it. And you just pay. Hang on, where's your first one? I don't see your first. You said and, unless you were commenting on somebody else. I don't see where anybody else commented. You said, and you just pay native flux for the gas fee. No need for other dust. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. I saw it in the wallet where you can claim all parallel assets at one time instead of individually. Really? That's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Cause I mean, I don't have a huge portfolio. I know you guys, I talk a good game. But I've got a lot of flux. And not that I don't think flux is going to do well. It's just with what flux is, I just don't feel comfortable having it be that large of my portfolio. So I shouldn't say it that way. I'm comfortable with where it is. I just don't want to add. I do not want to add to my holdings. So right now I have enough for a Nimbus node, and that's where I'm going to keep it. So for anything extra I'm getting out of the node, I'm not reinvesting it into the next node. I am selling and investing in something different to diversify. So I've got a lot of things I'm looking at and would like to, W store nodes. That's one of the things I'd like to do. They're not super expensive to get into, at least not yet, but I haven't done it yet. So that's what my next project's after the Nioxa node. That's the next project I want to get into. I've got some hardware sitting around that I'll be able to repurpose for that, for these different projects. So thanks for adding to that, Tains. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I got to fix the GPU first, after the stream, and then I will, then I will do that. So actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I won't make it part of the stream. I'll actually go into, at the end of the stream, I'll go into Misfit Mining. I'll put on the camera so anybody who wants to watch me, change that out. Feel free to go in there and watch the stream there. Unless somebody says, hey, no, do it here. So Sunflower Mom was like, don't do it here. Anyway, so if you have a very strong opinion about wanting to put it here in YouTube, let me know. But otherwise,
is their opinion more important than my opinion?
Because they're my customer, you're not. So she said, why? I don't know if you heard that, but she's like, why is their opinion more important than mine? I said, because you guys are my customer. Yes, you. Mr. Overboard Tech, good to see you, sir. Oh, it's a good thing you came late, because I've been saying that word a lot tonight. I don't know why, but I've been catching myself do it. Oh, got it, Tains. Can't tag on mobile. Understandable. I wish they would fix that. There's no reason for that at all, other than YouTube just doesn't want to put the effort in to make that change. Maybe there's a technical reason, but I just don't see it. Yeah, after Alephium box miner launches. Got it. Now I see what you were saying. And I don't need watch hours. I'm not like trying to get to, I mean, I guess I could just make a quick, like, guys, I know you guys are all here to watch this, but I'm going to make this for, that's probably what I will do. I'll make a new live stream, and then I will just turn it into a video. That's probably what I'll do. It'll just be easier to do it that way. All right. You fixed my 3070s yet? What are you talking about, man? Oh, I see what you're saying. No, because I'm not there. Can't fix your problem so one of the things that can happen is when rigs go down because people push their stuff too hard. That's what happens sometimes. And then there's got to wait a little bit of time to get it where we can actually hardware reset the rigs. So yeah, that's Joker miner situation. Thanks for bringing it up, Joker. Appreciate it. Drive there. I have driven there. I have done it once. Sure, I will do it again at some point. Oh, Joker, you actually asked me. The hip is doing well. I actually, today I decided I would try something a little bit different and only took ibuprofen. So it was only good for like 4 to 6 hours and see how it was the rest of the day. And actually it's been doing really well. So I'm hoping I can get off all of the NSAIDs I've been on. And, I'll still have pain, but it won't, if I can deal without the drugs, I would definitely like that. That's for sure. Let's see. Mine are not being pushed. It's Alf. Okay. Yeah, then I don't know. I don't know. Could be the rig. Octominers can be temperamental at times. They cracked my knees and elbows today. What? Why? Why would they crack your knees and elbows? That's crazy. So, for those of you that don't know, Joker works for, not specifically directly for this part of the he works for a company that has something to do with chiropractic medicine. So he gets free chiropractic care. So that's why we're talking about that. And he helped me find the chiropractor that I currently use. So again, thank you, Joker. Definitely appreciate that. All right, it is the AMA time. So if you guys have any questions for me, it has been about an hour though. I pretty much went almost on time. So what questions you guys got? Oh, I know you guys love the vast content, especially I'm glad I waited for Ovalbore to be here because, I knew he would be very upset if I didn't cover this before if I did cover this before he got here. So it's a good thing I waited, but it's doing very well. The 4090 demand is way up. So I've got, one verified 4090 that's, basically been rented consistently at 45 cents. And then my 8 GPU rig, I had it rented at 45 cents for a while. Then I had it rented at almost 50 cents for a while. And then, I had to bring it back down in order to get rented again. So right now it's at 42.5 cents, but I'll take that. The stuff that's less than 30 cents. Ugh, that was not fun. My other, non-verified, well, everything else is non-verified except for that one 4090, but all my other non-verified 4090s are at like 35 cents and they're all rented. So, doing well. I am very pleased. My break-even point just got shorter. So I'm liking that a lot. Now 4070s and 4070 Ti's. Yeah, I'm probably going to move those. I'm thinking about moving both of them onto different platforms. Probably one of them will go to Flux and another one will probably go to another platform. Currently seeing about possibly doing that. So more on that later, hopefully. But we'll see. And the 3090s are doing okay. They're making about 14 cents an hour. Not great. Thought about selling the 3090s to get one 4090. So I could sell 3 3090s. But here's the thing. One of the 3090s is in the unit behind me. And I can't fit a 4090 in that. So I guess actually I might be able to fit an MSI Slim possibly in it. May have to see if I could do that, because there isn't much room on the bottom. So Bad A says, why don't you pull your hard drive off your verified rig and put that on your verified 8 times machine? Cause that's really kind of dishonest. They didn't verify it for 8, although I suppose it was verified and it was that one. I don't know. I thought about doing that, but it's not as simple as that because the drive sizes are different. I've got a 4 gig NVMe in the 8x rig, And so I'd have to, you know, basically there's a way that you can actually like copy and do like almost like a Hive replace, but with the different machine ID. So there is a way to do that, but I keep thinking, well, they'll just verify the darn thing. So I don't know. I might try to reach out to them and say, come on, guys, look at how many verified 8x rigs there are. So here's what I found. I did a cursory search. I have the oldest unit with oldest machine ID with 8 GPU, 84090s on it that isn't verified. And Mining King had mentioned, sorry, excuse me one second. Mining King had mentioned that, hey, maybe it's your bandwidth, you know, your up and down speeds. And I said, oh, let me look into that. No, there are definitely verified units that have slower speeds than I do. So mine are like somewhere 170 to 200 both directions is what they are. I'm not sure why the download is so slow. I've thought about rerunning a RJ45 Cat 6A instead of the Cat 6 that I have currently run. It shouldn't matter to do a 10 gig short run, but I might do that just to kind of make sure. I did replace the cable from the cable modem into the router. I did replace that with a Cat 6A. It was a Cat 6, but it was like kind of an off-brand Cat 6. So I was kind of, is it really Cat 6? Is it a Cat 5E maybe? I don't know. Gigabyte V2 Tiny 4090. Really? I hadn't seen that one. I'll have to look at that. Interesting. Todd, it depends on when you ask me. Right now, no, I don't regret it at all. There are times where I'm like, oh, okay, you're getting too close. So I have to remember the times where I'm making more money than I need to be making in order to get them paid off in a year. Remember, a bunch of the 4090s are financed for 2 years. I don't have to pay anything on them for 2 years. So with that, it's very, very likely that I'm going to be able to pay it all off by the time it will come due. So I'm not worried, but the plan was to be done at a year, and then everything after that was going to be gravy. So yeah, right now with where I'm at right now, yeah, I'm well within a year. If it starts getting closer to around 25 cents, now you're kind of like, ugh, you know, yes, the juice is still worth the squeeze, but man, I liked it when I got a lot more juice out of it. So, but no, I do not regret it. I do not regret it, at least not now. Son of a Rabbit, and you just talked about that. Wind Force. Oh, I have seen those. I didn't realize they were thinner. Huh. I will have to look at that. Maybe. I wonder if Best Buy will start getting any like returns and stuff, so they'll have outlet store stuff. That would be awesome. I like that. Yeah, but the other two units I have downstairs, I have 3090s. I would have to get a supplementary power supply to run the 4090. And so I would have to get together with Veteran Miner. He's got a special cable that he makes for that. So I would have to buy that cable in order to sync those two up. One of the things maybe you guys will know this. So, you know, I always talk about running things off the same power and all that kind of stuff, but I get the concept of making sure that things are, you know, you don't want something running off the positive side of your 240. And so 120 service, basically you have a positive 120 and a negative 120 and then a ground. That's basically how you get your power into your house. So for your 240 circuit, you're taking the positive 120 and the negative 120 and tying them together to get your 240 volts. Okay. So that's basically how that works. Now, if you have, say, one power supply on a circuit that's on the positive 120, and then you have something else running off a circuit on the negative 120, and they're both going to the same rig, that could cause problems. I mean, I get that concept, but if they're not, they're both running off the same circuit, which means there wouldn't be anything getting out of phase. But what I'm trying to figure out is there any risk of backfeeding power from a power supply that's on, powering a GPU and having it backfeed into a motherboard? Does anybody know of a situation where that has happened? Again, I'm not sure if that's a realistic concern, but that's what people have said, that, hey, maybe you need to tie these two together because you may do this. So for instance, let's say you have a Thermaltake power supply that has a little bit not clean power, and the motherboard reacts by going, oh, not enough power, and shuts down. And maybe it restarts, maybe it doesn't. Well, let's say it doesn't restart, but your other power supply is still on and it's powering your GPU. Is there any risk of having that backfeed in to the motherboard? I don't see how, because if the motherboard thinks, hey, I'm off, it's not requesting any power. And a power supply is only providing the power that's requested by whatever it's connected to. In this case, the GPU. But the GPU is dumb at that point. The only thing it knows is that it will probably power is the fans. And that's it. So curious what your guys' thought on that is. Yeah, I'm not going into three-phase. When I was in electrical engineering, I was more of a communications guy. So I obviously had to take circuitry, but it's not, that's 30 some odd years ago. No. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it does. Anyway, I'm not going to argue that point. It is called alternating current, but they're alternating opposite each other. I've done some dumb stuff with multi-power supply, never killed anything. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Crypto Moro, I've done that. Power on GPUs first, then the motherboard, no issues. No, I know that. But then power down the motherboard, and is the motherboard going to be damaged? So I've done that. In fact, on my 8x, it's exactly how I have that one powered. I'm not concerned with the power supplies I have running it because they're top of the line. That I'm going to run into that issue, and has not faulted at all. Not at all. Let's see. No, DC is not happening at the breaker. Yes, 12 volt is DC. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's wait a minute, what did Mike R say? Oh, Max is low voltage comm guy. Yeah. No, I was an RF communication guy, actually. I worked for Motorola in their public utility division to start out. Really? D White says, I got a little shock the other day from a dryer vent. Someone wired one hot wire to the ground on the outlet. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. Glad you're okay. So PSU has fixed wattage delivery capacity to motherboard, usually more than what the motherboard needs. Yes, I understand that, but if you look at, how much power is, coming through this power supply? How much is it pulling from the wall? Well, the power supply is only providing as much power as the motherboard's requesting. That's why you'll see the variation in the power being provided. So it looks like basically nobody has any bad experience with doing that. So I may just do that and put a 4090 in one of the T7910s. That may be my next move, is to get rid of a few 3090s, which I still need to replace the fans on before I sell them. So Mike R says, I blew up a $400 light. I blew up a $400 light show once. Lucky I didn't die. 18-year-old. So Max, Jake Boone says, has anyone done a video of mining an X16Q for NiceHash, for example, the Dagger Hashimoto coin? Well, Dagger Hashimoto is not a coin. That is basically the algorithm, the ETH hash algorithm. So you're going to be mining whatever NiceHash says is the most profitable out of all the coins. So it might be doing Larissa, it might be doing Octaspace, I should say. There's a number of different coins it could be mining. I'm not sure exactly how that works as far as what they're reselling as far as hash rate, because that's really what it comes down to. It's what their hash rate market is. But it's more about setup. Maybe somebody has done a video on it. There's a number of people in the community that have an X16Q, and honestly, anybody who's got one of the jazz miners should be able to show how to set that up. And it's really not that difficult. It's basically what's the NiceHash mining pool. Put that in the settings and make sure that you have your account set up. There should be some things on NiceHash to show you how to do that. Thank you, Hawk, for the super chat. Today in history, April 8th, 1974, Hank Aaron breaks Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. Nice. I heard Hank Aaron was juicing back then. Just kidding. Just kidding. Because there's a few people that supposedly have broken his record since, and I'm not sure if those records still stand because they were juicing. I don't know. But thank you for that bit of history. I appreciate that, Hawk Crypto. Let's see. Brad says, not NiceHash the buyer. Let's see. Buyer sets up the pool when buying hash rate. Well, that's for like mining rig rentals. There's basically there's an interface at NiceHash, as far as I understand, that basically ties those two together. Let's see. Pedoic Miner tagged me. Are you planning on retaining passive income sources, nodes, etc., when the time comes to sell in the bull? You know, that is the age-old question. I don't know. I don't know. That's really the answer is I don't know. And I've taunted DJ long enough with this thing, so let me get this out of there. There we go. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. I like nodes. I like running them. Yeah, it's really hard to say. What should I do? I should probably sell. But being honest with myself, will I? I don't know. Don't know. So we'll see. That's one of those things where I'm honest with myself that I have not made a decision on that. Made a decision about a lot of other things, but not that. And let's see if there are not any other questions. I am going to cut this not short. I'm going to cut this off. Nismo Miner just got Helldiver downloaded. Welcome, Patriot. Welcome. Got some catching up to do. Crypto Mining says, poll for the chat. Is the Apple logo from Alan Turing's Suicide, or is it biblical when Eve bit the apple asking for a friend? Third answer, who cares? It's Apple. Yeah, it's Apple. Who cares? Who cares? Now, Apple and their AI robots come around and they're going to start doing stuff for you and giving you a back massage. Well, maybe then I'll become more interested in Apple. Joker Miner saying, Texas Hold'em poker is greater than Helldivers 2. I would beg to differ on that. Jeffkey is here. I did have a question for him. So Jeffkey, since you are here, which I didn't see you, did you say something? Jeffkey. Well, say something in the chat if you are here. If you are here, I totally missed you. Are you here, Jeffkey? Maybe because I'm on top chat. Let me switch to live chat. But he's always shown up before. Jeffkey, are you here? If you are here. He's here. Okay. The question I have for you, Mr. Jeffkey, is, unless he's watching from the beginning and then he won't see this in time, is can you go over how Zelcore is with doing parallel mining asset recovery? Or claiming, I should say. Is it going to save on fees by grouping them all together all at once and by going direct from your claim directly into native flux? That's my question. And others in the chat. Euler. Well, maybe he, like I said, he might have started watching from a while back, so maybe I will need to get an answer from him later. 3 hours later. And if I do, maybe Jeffkey, you can put the answer in the comments of this video. That would be wonderful. All right, I do not see any other comments, so I am... Keep it going, Todd says. No, I try not to keep these going overly long. I am not DJ. I just saw her. She's like, I try not to keep these overly long. And all I heard from over there was, pff. So I'm not DJ. I'm not Hawk. I do not. Am I Amish? No, I am not Amish. I'm Belgian by descent, but not Amish. Definitely not Amish. Pennsylvania is where the Amish people are. Whoa. Because I talked about having long streams. Yes, I know. Yeah, I try to keep mine to an hour and a half or less. And having long streams is not a bad thing. Just, I generally try not to do that. Land My Crypto says, hey, Max, appreciate your content, brother. Keep it good. I will try. I do try. At 4:30 in the morning, he's milking cows. No. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm hitting snooze about 3 or 4 times. And then about 5:20, I get up, take a shower, and go to work. So I'm at work by 20 after 6. So. Did you see Overboard's text comment? She chuckled, Overboard Tech. Alrighty. Enough's enough. We're definitely getting off track. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And I will be back here on Monday next week. And you will obviously see us, Hawk, myself, Chump, and possibly Goat, and possibly Mining King. Both those guys have been real busy. So Mining King was on this last Saturday, but I don't think it was on the Saturday before that. And Goat was on the Saturday before that, but wasn't on this last Saturday. So, but they're usually on. So we will see you guys on Saturday Night Live as well. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. And the General is out. Have a good night, everybody.